Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. So today we are talking money, honey. All right. So one of the things that has become really evident to me, and I think just just kind of across the landscape, is that people are really trying to get smarter about money, which I think is absolutely fabulous. Okay. Because the way to win with money is you got to know how it works. And so we have to increase our knowledge. We also got to change our attitudes about money. We have the tendency to vilify the uber wealthy without really taking the time to understand how money works. We tend to go after the people we think are evil because they have all this money and they're taking advantage of laws that are available to them, instead of really learning the game ourselves and then playing it to win, right? So that's what brought me to today's topic, to talk about the 3 types of income that you need to have in order to increase your wealth. And business ownership is one of the great ways to actually create wealth for your family. The one thing that I also want to say before, I jump into the content is that you need to understand that the tree that you plant today is not going to be there for you to sit under. That's going to be for somebody else, right? When you go outside you go out in the shade or whatever, right? That's not a tree that you planted. Somebody else planted that tree a long time ago for it to provide shade for you. So when you're thinking about money, you need to understand that that money may not be for you. It may be for your grandchild or your great-grandchild, right? But we are so selfish and self-centered that we feel like if we don't get our money now, then why am I providing money for somebody else later? Because that is how legacy wealth is created. People, like that's the buzzword right now. We want to have legacy wealth, right? We want old money. Okay, old money was once new money, and you might be the one that's creating the new money, all right? So let's get to it. All right. The first type of income is active income. This is the money, this is when we talk about trading time for dollars. Okay. And I know we got the folks that, want to talk down to people that are trading time for dollars. But listen, you need active income. This is your salary. This is your commissions. This is the money that you work for, that you actively exchange your time or a service for money. Okay. We need that because that's active. It's regular. Hey, that's generally what you use to eat. Okay. If you like to eat every day, then you need to have active income. Okay. Plain and simple. All right. So now the thing about active income, though, is that your active income is taxed the most. So the more money you make, the more it's taxed, right? So if you make $100,000, you might be in one tax bracket, where if you make $400,000, you're going to be in a higher tax bracket. So just know that with your active income, the higher your income, the more, the higher the tax bracket. Okay. All right. So that's active income. Number 2 is passive income. And that's your royalties, your rents. And this is a business that you might own, but not necessarily work in. Okay. So with passive income, this is, you got assets working for you. Okay. So just to give you an example, I have a book on Amazon. Amazon pays me royalties. I put the book up there. The book is there. Okay. So whenever the book sells, I get royalties. Okay, I'm not actively doing anything, right? It's there, so people go buy it, and there you go. That is what passive income looks like. It's, you have some sort of asset that is making money for you. If you own a rental property, you might have a property management company that is handling all the day-to-day stuff for you, and you're just collecting the rent, right? Even if your property manager is dispersing you a certain amount after they take their fee or whatever, you're still just collecting the rent. You have an asset, which is some real estate that someone is renting from you, and you're just receiving money. You are not actively involved in going and, fixing leaky faucets and all that. You can be, but just saying that, that's what passive income looks like. You can have a real estate, you can have real estate where you you are actively involved in that. That's okay too. But it's really the property that's making money for you and not you trading time for dollars, okay? And then number 3, this is portfolio income, okay? So this is your stocks, your capital gains, and all of that. This is your money working for you, okay? You have, invested in some, I don't know, some Nike stock, because that's what's on my mind right now. So you might invest in some Nike stock now, and then when the shares go up, you sell it. Okay, that's your money working for you, right? You had some capital gains, life is good, and then you go invest in something else. Okay, so those are the 3 types of income. Now, the thing about the portfolio income is that is what's taxed the least. Okay, so when your money works hard for you, you get taxed the least. You work hard for your money, that money gets taxed the most. And so what we get caught up in is that we hear people, we going to make this money. Yes, let's go make this money. You hear the 6-figure earners, you get the 7-figure earners. We over here making all this money. But then the question that you have to ask yourself is, what do you have to show for it? Because see, this is when you need to look beyond all of the stars and the flickering lights and the stage and all that stuff. Because see, if you're a 6 and 7-figure earner, but you don't own a home, but you own a car, there's something wrong. Right? Because see, that car is going to depreciate. Your property and stuff, that appreciates. Okay. That brings in more value, right? So you have to look beyond all the stars and all of that to see, how is someone's life changing? Do you see, because the funny thing that I noticed, you guys, wait, hold on, let me laugh a minute. Right? And see, we get starstruck, because you see these people that have gone on in whatever industry and made all types of money. And that's great. But the question that you have to ask is, what's going on the back end? Because see, if you're bringing in all of this money and then you're turning right around and spending it, you're not doing anything for yourself except looking cute. Okay. You're not really building wealth. But if you're taking that money and then you're investing in real estate, and then you're investing in, in stocks and bonds, and you have financial advisors on your team to help you grow that wealth, okay, then we doing something. Okay, we are really doing something at that point, because see, that is the beginning of creating that legacy wealth. Those are the things that you can pass on to your kids. Okay, this is stuff. Okay, we talk like Walmart. I wouldn't know a Walton if they came up and smacked me in my face, but I'm just curious, like, how many of them actually work? Because see, Sam Walton planted the tree of Walmart, and he hooked up his family for generations. We get so caught up in vilifying the uber wealthy, the families that have grown and generated and grown their wealth, which is what they're supposed to do. You look at, like, we just had the passing of George Bush, and they were talking about how much wealth he has left behind, but he and his wife, Barbara, were very minimalistic people. They talk about how she wore some fake pearls and $30 shoes to his inauguration. Because see, your wealth, it ain't in the clothes. That's not where wealth is. Wealth is in where you can put your money and it goes to work for you. It's in those real estate investments. It's in growing, stocks and bonds. But where we get lost is we don't want our money to grow over time. We don't want compound interest to take over. But listen, I don't know who it was that said, compound interest, those who don't understand it, pay it. Those who do, I forgot what the people that do, but they earn it. Okay. So if you don't understand compound interest, people don't want their money to grow over time. That's not sexy. See, we get caught up in the sexiness of, oh, so-and-so has made $300,000 in 2 days. And oh my God, that is so fabulous, when you can be setting money aside a little bit at a time and letting your money grow over time. Because see, at the end of the day, it's what does your bank account look like before you leave this earth? What are you leaving to your family? What you doing? right? You go out here and make all this money, but you want to go and pop bottles and, cars and all of that stuff. And that's just a flash in the pan. Just, it's going to disappear. But what are so if you're talking about growing generational wealth, stuff to leave to your family and all that, it starts with you. You might be the new money. You might be planting the tree. Planting the tree ain't sexy, but eating the fruit, that part's sexy, right? But it takes time. And so I want to have this conversation really to get you to thinking about, what does your money look like right now? Do you have all of this active income coming in, but where is the seed planting? The wealth planting, where is that going? Because see, we can be hood rich all day long, right? We can go up here and we can act, show where we going out to all these fancy meals and we going out here and renting Teslas and all that, looking all cute. That's some hood rich stuff. That's some hood rich lies is what that is. Instead of looking wealthy, how about, it's better you look broke than be rich than look rich and be broke. So the lesson, look at your money. Do you have active income? Okay. Even in your business, do you have active income in your business? Do you have enough buy buttons so people can go buy stuff from you and your little PayPal thing or Stripe or whatever goes off and you have made some income? Do you have active income? Are you taking that active income from your business and then investing it in other vehicles like real estate, like stocks? Are you doing that? Because if you're not, then all of your money is just going to go to waste. Your money is doing nothing. Okay. Your dollars need to have babies. Okay. They need to duplicate. How are your dollars duplicating for you? So, investing and saving, that's not sexy, right? It doesn't sound sexy because it's just taking a little bit consistently over time. But after a while, oh my gosh, does it add up? Right? It adds up. So take a look at your money. Like, what are you doing with your money? And if you need a new plan, get a new plan. You go talk to a financial advisor. That's what they do. They find vehicles for you to make money. Tax professionals, we keep you from paying, any taxes that you don't owe. Okay. That's what we do. That's what tax professionals do. Financial advisors find places for you to put your money so your money goes to work so you can make more money so we can figure out more ways for you to not pay taxes on it. That's what we do. Do not vilify wealthy people. Instead, study what they do. Like, okay, so I know I'm about to set the whole place on fire right now. So let's take Donald Trump, for instance, right? Now, Donald Trump has his names on a whole bunch of stuff that he does not own. He is just being paid for the use of his name. How cool would that be, just to have your name on stuff and somebody just write you a check just to use your name? I ain't mad. If I could get paid to use my name, to let someone else use my name, what? Heck yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Study what the wealthy do. Don't just sit there with sour grapes because you might not have that much money. Figure out how you can get it. And it might not happen in your generation. It might happen in your child's generation. It might happen in your grandchild's generation, but it won't start unless you do. Okay. So I hope this gives you some food for thought. Okay, let's be smarter about this money. If you want a financial advisor, I have a couple of my friends that I'm definitely willing to share with you. You got to start somewhere. Okay. So thank you guys so much for tuning into Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, 9:00-ish, and you can come here to get your home business questions answered. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.